Achilles, we're back. I play some Fortnite. Telling probably like how do I feel about 2023. I mean, I feel like I'm okay. Where did my tweeters go to? You got one out, you sent in another 50. That is fun to see.
Don't have a good day. Have a great day.
I just had those. Someone gonna be buying me another one. Can't lose that. Alright, y'all. I found what I was looking for. I know I didn't move it. And the most interesting thing, just about the gear, I guess in life too, I was telling somebody, I need to watch this video and put it in perspective about like certain stuff. To me, in a sense, when I think about jobs, I just think about life in general. Life is one of those things where, you just don't have to adapt. There's certain situations you gotta stay, 10 toes down on something. Ethics, morals, everything that you know, to the best of your abilities. There's a lot of stuff, in a sense, you gotta use great self-restraint. And, that's all I'm going to say. That's like nothing crazy, but I'm just saying, not losing your temper or just certain stuff. You're going to have to be able to do that. So far with everything that I'm like seeing in terms of like business, 2023, I don't know what to expect from it. What I do know is the foreseeable future. I don't know. I know I have to rectify a situation tomorrow. Talk to somebody on the phone. I really don't feel like doing it. The person that called me today, and because I need to go somewhere. Nothing crazy. I need to talk to somebody because I will be going out to a place particularly soon. It's like 6 hours. And I have to get on a plane. So I know a lot of people are positive and saying certain stuff is have to battle. I agree to disagree with that because sometimes the battle is very complex. Let me give you a complete honest answer. Let's say truthful. So let's say I told my sister, to me it doesn't make that much sense nowadays that people are going and stuff behind money. They see the money. I'm not saying you obviously need money to live, but the point is, like, imagine someone went to school for like business, they went into real estate school or something like that. They're already in debt. $100,000 from college. And you turn around going to real estate school. That's not free. You gotta pass that test. You gotta get like a 75%. That type of job is commission based. Then you got to get your license and your deals, and then like real estate people get 8%. To me, I don't think real estate is necessarily a good investment. I don't. Land is a good investment, but real estate, no. I will always stick my truth, and I'm going to be fairly honest with y'all. The thing I hate more so in this day and age is people selling people on courses. The thing about courses, I'm not saying people are not gurus, but some people are funding their lifestyle off of selling you a course. And then, like, you know, if someone, you know, I'm not saying they're not a particular person with, you know, connections or certain stuff, but honestly, at a certain point, I feel like we're deifying people. Like $25,000 or something like that. You see by these courses, these packages and certain stuff, like where you get their access to them, you're in a chat with them, they have other people in there. To me, I don't think that's necessarily a good idea. And to me, to a certain extent, you know, I understand business in the traditional sense that, you know, if someone's really conducting business like they said they would, they wouldn't, you know, certain stuff they'll be privy to, but they wouldn't be out there just saying this, that, and third. You know, I think it's important not to show all your hands. If that makes any sense. And number two, it just depends on, like, you know, the certain type of stuff. Like all these jobs and certain stuff, like to me, I can tell somebody right now, realistically, I don't see, you know, a $50,000 a year job for 20 years. I don't see that as being a great job. But one thing I can't guarantee you is you're settled with a retirement and benefits and this, that, and third. So, this piece of shit. Piece of shit. Wait, let me get back to what I'm saying. Playing this game is just like I told my boy that Fortnite has become just too sweaty. Now you just don't want to play it. And he agreed. Now, one thing I realized, I'm getting old. I'm getting closer to 30, and you know, I don't know. So I still the next 5 years, or I hope I just, you know, did something with my life, and since, you know, I'm working on that. And I'm working on that. Nothing crazy, you know, I don't know. If someone's talking about kids and stuff like that, you know, I don't know. I do want to be a dad at some point, but just not now. Just not. I deal. You know, I really want to have a talk with my sister. I said, you know, I got a funny type of thing to say. I'll just go ahead and say what I was going to say. To me, I think marriage and home ownership is like one and the same. Everybody wants to claim to have, you know, a title or, you know, be part of a group. But no one wants to do the maintenance. No one wants to do the work to, you know, in order to do certain stuff. And honestly speaking, I don't know, man. Lack of better words. It's just one of those things. I don't know. I'm not saying you have to have a gauge of things, but lack of better words, you know, a lot of stuff is just bad. I watch some TV. TV for me is just like bad. Like I can't necessarily get into certain stuff like TV as much anymore. I would seem like I'm pandering, but like yeah. To me the price of a lot of stuff has went up, and I definitely disagree with the price increase of goods and services. God, man. I'm dead. The reason I did that, cause I know I was gonna be dead. I just got hold, but fast point. I don't think that businesses and stuff is going to do well this year. I don't expect the stock market to do anything, relatively speaking. It's not necessarily because of forecast. I just don't think that. Honestly speaking, I would say you can't have all the stuff reaching unprecedented highs without, stuff correction. But I think a lot of stuff is crashed. A lot of people say the bottom hasn't came yet. I think the bottom has, depending on what we're talking about. Let me check the housing market real quick. Check the housing market. Because normally I like to say what I know and what I see. Like, let me type in last known data. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, the housing market has crashed like 150,000. Yeah, 150,000. Ooh. I told my sister that, like, yeah, in terms of housing and certain stuff like that, I don't know. Like, neighbors is cool, but I don't know. I have my own separate thing going on in a sense, because, like, privacy in a sense. Privacy is, like, my number one thing. With anything, pretty much, to a certain extent, privacy is supreme. That sounds cliche, but to me it doesn't necessarily sound cliche because you think about it. Sometimes you pay to be, in a sense, in your space. You want to maintain some type of level of, how can I put it this way? Solace, or, nothing really crazy happening, so. But yeah, I honestly see that, like, the stock market, the housing market's crashing, watch market is plummeting, or like, let's say for instance, like there's a watch that I look at each and every day. I will never buy it. No, it's not my stopwatch anyway. It's the RM35 Nadal, 3501 Nadal. That watch is like all time high was like $1 million, and it's like 850,000. Now, normally speaking, RMs are I never would say that they're good. It's not every one of them is not speed. Um, but honestly speaking, I like watches a lot. I like watches probably more than I do, in a sense, expensive cars. Um, to me, I told my sister like my ideal car, my utility, is a Chevy Suburban. Like it's my style of car, like a truck. And then with driving, I mean, I'm not necessarily a big driver. I know that sounds crazy, but like, yeah, I'm not a big driver for the most part. I'll leave this one, but like, yeah, I honestly say everything is gonna go down. Like seriously, whether it be cars, watches, housing market, um, I don't necessarily think a lot of stuff has to do with inflation. It has to do with like a lot of greed. Like for instance, I was with my dad. We go to this place. It's a grocery store. It's like a Mexican version of I would say it's like a Mexican version of a butcher shop. They have butchers and certain stuff in there. Not necessarily a bad smell in there. I go to a black place. It's just almost the same, if not similar. The only thing they do, they add them candles. It smells like candles, and I think that's a better scent than the place that I go to from time to time. And at least with the Mexican place is well kept in the sense that it smells like dried up blood. I think sanitation is a whole lot better. Or, maybe it's one and the same. But at least I said aesthetically pleasing, the other place, the Mexican place is better. But yeah, like double mint, not double mint, Winter Fresh. Winter Fresh is my favorite gum by far. I've been having that since I've been a kid, so I still chew a pack of that. To this day. One thing I will say in a sense too about like thinking about society as a whole, and people talk about capitalism is bad. I don't necessarily think that capitalism is bad. I just think that everything has its own checks and balances or whatnot. And we have to be willing and our thing to say, okay, what is this? Like to be honest, there's only a handful of careers that you can go in and make money. Like if someone is a sanitation worker, I'm not crapping on a sanitation worker or whatnot. People not being treated fairly, they're not being compensated correctly. I'll go on strike too. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. But honestly speaking, this, that, and the third, there's no guarantees in life at all. That's one thing I'm realizing for certain. There's no guarantees, and then you got to think about society. But then again, to a certain extent, there's some people who are not necessarily poor in a sense. They might be like a janitor or sanitation or do something along that line. Like I was reading a story how like this old man, He's worked jobs, in a sense, odd jobs, but he had like $3 million saved up. And when he died, no one knew that he had $3 million or whatnot. And people actually surprised at his estate hearing and whatnot, his family. I found that interesting, but I do not know. Yeah, I think he had some type of retirement or savings account, some type of trust fund. He put like $100, and then like compound interest and certain stuff like that. He had been working. He worked like 35 years, so. The other thing I just think about too is like, gambling in a sense is not a good thing at all. Like, it's not a good habit. I just think I'm probably gonna go back and watch finish this first thing, Kaleidoscope. Wow, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about right there. It's just bad. I know Fortnite is getting sued too. Looks like a spaceship. These people are smoking crack. There's no spaceship coming with this. This thing has been crashing the last year. This is not no spaceship. People are smoking something. People are smoking something. This thing will be lucky to drop another 0, but then again, it's not one of those. Focus on share my work. The most interesting thing I possibly will say, I know people are talking about the mottos or the trademarks for certain stuff. I was reading an article about people saying how diamond prices actually decrease. A diamond is not forever, honestly. It's the biggest lie ever told. Diamond is one of the strongest things in the scale, the hardness scale. Rubies and sapphire is like 9, so those are like pretty good as well. But yeah, diamonds are not necessarily forever. I think diamonds are investment. It just depends. Like a red diamond, a natural red diamond, it's gonna go for $1 million. It's gonna go for $1 million. But diamond is not necessarily the most valuable gemstone out there. There's other stuff that's even worth more. Like Alexandrite is more expensive than a diamond per carat, I believe. So, yep, Alexandrite is more expensive. But the one most expensive stone is rubies are the most expensive. Pigeon blood, Burmese rubies are the most expensive. But yeah, I honestly don't think that a lot of stuff is necessarily worth the money. And I gotta think about it. There is a lot of stuff that I respect as like, actual jewelry, but I don't like respect it for anything outside of, you know, of it. Like for instance, Cartier is not they're not good for they're not good outside of the me pieces like, wedding bands. The glasses is right, that's not my thing. I'm not big on Cartier glasses. What else am I not big on? I'm not necessarily big on Harry Winston either. They try to make watches. Honestly, I think the stuff is meant to be worn by celebrities and actual like jewelry pieces, but anything outside of that people buy, I would buy it. Like here in Winston, they have this. It doubles as a necklace and a watch. It's a secret thing. Their junk is like $300,000. Why'd I spend $300,000 on a necklace? Turns into a watch. It's basically made out of diamonds or whatnot. So if it falls or something like that, it's done for 300,000. When in reality it sets in, you'll probably possibly be lucky to get 110. I was watching this video on this brother duo out in California. They sell watches and they sell it for good price. Like that, this AP wasn't a popular thing. Retail's $1 million, and it was going for 380,000. They were selling for 380,000. Honestly speaking, I don't think that necessarily every watch is a investment. Like their RMs and certain stuff that came out retail probably $1 million, and they'll probably not sell. They'll probably not sell. But the thing about it with any type of watch, like, or any type of thing, some stuff, honestly speaking, you can't tell, the market trends on anything. Either will last or it won't. What people are willing to pay for something is the market. Some other things I'm thinking about, not necessarily the watch market, but honestly speaking, I don't think crypto's going up. A lot of stuff to me is crashed, it's bottomed out. The only thing I will say, the biggest scam of all, I will say a lot of stuff is a business. Society is a business. Everything's a business. Everything has to exist for a reason. Like Popeye's Chicken is a chicken place. You have options. You have Bojangles, where I'm from. You have Popeyes. You have KFC. You got options, but in all honesty, a lot of these chicken places, they're not good. You can't tell me that these places know how to cook chicken. Um, I know everybody's entitled to a bad day in a sense, but honestly, when you're spending like, $25, 25 odd or so dollars or something like that to go eat, to wait a long time, you gotta deal with ghetto people. It's not necessarily about stuff being understaffed. I just think you got people with lack of training, a lack of professional development training, or it's a job. People trying to survive. I don't have a problem with that in a sense. I just see certain stuff as just like bad. Yeah, I see certain stuff as bad. Like, the thing I think about mainly on a day-to-day basis is that how many people are selling people information that's absolutely wrong, or people not checking these people's credentials. And at the end of the day, when we're looking at certain stuff, or we're just going back and we're trying to regain some type of something past, I guess, surface level, what you see. I'm not doing that. Like, what elevated someone to be a $1 billion, valued at $1 billion company? Like, if someone said, like, watches, like Richard Mille, the watches and stuff are overpriced. I say to each his own. I think the watches are overpriced. I would say I'm kind of mid with it. I'm halfway there. I know Jacob and Co said the reason why watches and certain stuff are so expensive is the rights, it's the patents, it's the research and design. I think, honestly speaking, Jacob and Co.'s watches is, quite frankly, they're funky. They're funky. They're funky in my opinion. Why would I spend $300,000-$400,000 on a watch that looks terrible, for one, and then two, it's not a watch you can wear like that. Sure, if it's Singapore, Dubai, you can wear your watch freely, however you feel. I think sometimes, with a watch collection, it's not necessarily about the money you spend. It's about, if it fits you, how much money you want to spend. To me, any watch with diamonds and certain stuff on there, like factory diamond, the baguettes, the bracelets, not a fan of it. But then you have the bust down stuff that's not factory. I wouldn't even touch it. The loose stones. You can't go swimming in this stuff. I mean, why would you want to go swimming? I think honestly too, people are more enamored with the price tag. I know what it costs for these people to make this stuff. Like I was looking at something, this person had the bezel, the diamonds and stuff didn't even look right in the watch. And off top, I know that person, like the base model, used like a 1990 Date Just or Oyster Perpetual, one of those two, and they're charging like $20,000. And the reality sets in, the person probably put $4,000 worth of diamonds on that, and they're selling it to somebody for 20,000. And to me, that's not necessarily that. That's not necessarily good. If when someone is like spends $20,000 on a watch, number one, that's a lot of money. And then two, I think about watches. You can't buy them for retail. Most watches you can't. Or, like to me, I like independent brands. There's like some independent brands in a sense. I think cool. They're not popular though. They don't have that many flagship stores. And they're reducing, like, they're closing boutiques. And or they're like closing their partners, their retail partners. Their partnership's about done. Like Grupo 4C, they make good watches in my opinion. I'm probably gonna watch some more videos on that type of stuff, but I think watches is my lane. I really like watches in a sense. I tried to ask this watch company, like, did they make a 36 like Panerai? Panerai is pretty much like rare in a sense. It's not a popular watch at all. It was used by like the Italian infantry, like in World War II. They're like a brand, something to that effect. Not necessarily a popular brand because of the case, the way it looks. Kind of different design. Most of the watches like 5800 or whatnot. I found it interesting. The interesting thing I find about like certain stuff, to me, I don't like pawn. I don't like pawn shops. I don't like the business of pawning. That's just my personal opinion. Then I don't know, lack of a better word, like there be people pawning all sorts type of stuff, like their watches in a sense, their Rolexes, their everything. I know people feel like they get screwed by the pawn system, but it's a business. I disagree with it. I did that junk for like a week. I didn't like it. would say some watches are a good store of value. Like RMs are a good source of value. I can grow your money with RM. Or you can sell it. To me personally, I don't think I really sell any watches. Like if it's in my personal collection, and I'm keeping it for good. But if there's a watch I don't really care about, and I can make a few dollars, that'd be cool. This might just be the moon. I don't think it's the moon. These people are smoking. These people are delusional. They see something go up by 2%, and when meanwhile, the thing about, like, I'm gonna tell y'all something. The thing about certain stuff is technical analysis in terms of like business, stocks, investments. I feel like media, and then you got to check people's credentials again. The people that are, hyping stuff up like Bitcoin going to 69,000, that was good. That was good, but the thing I don't like more so with that, who's feeling that? And then what do people ultimately wind up losing? I think people wind up losing a lot. When you really think about, in the grand scheme of things, the amount of money people lose, that to me it's not smart to put like $1,000 in to a crypto. To me, have I done that? Not necessarily. I put bits and pieces that I'm okay with losing at a particular time. I got an exit plan. And I know I got an exit plan. Like, my uncle was talking how we basically had the same coin or whatnot. He'll sell his stuff, and then buy back in. To me personally, take your money and run. To me, that's a pretty much some good advice, but at the same time, it's really not. If you really think about on average the market for certain stuff, the market is really dictated by one or two things: what people are willing to pay and what people perceive as value. Bitcoin to me is not a great source of value, and I said what I said. It's 21 million Bitcoins in circulation. The halving every 4 years. So last year is 2025, so we're about 2 years away from that. I don't think that Bitcoin or any of the stuff will go. Bitcoin can't hit 300,000 not anytime soon. The market cap will have to be higher, and people will have to mine it. And whatever happens, will I still be holding on crypto? Probably not. I probably won't need crypto to get where I need to be at. Crypto is just something that, I believe in crypto partially, but I just don't believe in it that much. It's not being a fudder, it's not being any of that type of stuff. I just honestly don't see crypto as being tangible. Like people behind the projects, I don't think anything that they are doing is necessarily tangible. And that has nothing to do with, they're working on stuff on the back end. A lot of these people, they're not working on the back end. They're just saying stuff to get people hopes up, and then they just pull the rug on them. A rug pull. Have I been rug pulled? Not really. I can honestly tell you all that. Not really. The dumb thing you can do is spend time on YouTube or watch these people. Some of these people are getting paid. They have all these Twitter spaces, and they're showing how stupid, how much of an idiot they can be past a few points. And honestly, I think there should be more transparency and more regulation, in my honest opinion, about these people. Because some of these people, they be getting these notices about the stuff, about the listing. They go buy the coins. They have people reach the stuff, get all-time high. And they're one of the whales to get basically these tokens. And you might put $5,000, and then a week or 2 weeks later, or a month later, you're down to like, you'd be lucky to even have $800. And that's the problem that I got with crypto. Because crypto's kind of been that. To me, the way you would make money is knowledge in a certain area. To me, I say watches primarily a good investment. But you gotta know, I can't even say you can honestly predict market trends. You just can't. Nobody can predict market trends. Like the Zenith Daytona, when it came out, was probably like $8,000 or $9,000. Depending on condition, polishing, everything, full links, and depending on the condition, you get probably about I would say probably around 40,000, 41,000 good, but those are few and far between. One thing I'm probably gonna watch when I get off this game is watch. I'll watch TV. I'll watch a TV show. Finish watching that. I'll probably after this, I'll probably watch something about watches. But yeah, I definitely say the best watch selection is what you can afford or what you think can make you some money or get the maximum use you can out of a watch. I know people are talking about Rolex price hike. I don't think that Rolex is going to be able to, in a sense, with that certified pre-owned program, I don't think it's going to work. Because it's going back to Rolex. And then to wow, this buffoon just jumped up and just shot me. I'll play like two more. And then we're going. But yeah, honestly speaking, I really don't see any of the I really don't see any of the trends changing that much, and the production. Like the green Daytona, the gold Daytona with the green dial, the John Mayer, that went down a lot. It's probably 60, not even 60. I'll probably say 59,000. 59, between 59 and 63 is the market price. And then watches and certain stuff like Rolex Cellini line is terrible. The moon phase, those are absolutely terrible. Doing catch me wearing any type of Rolex with a moon phase is terrible. The only moon phase I would like from Rolex is a Jean-Claude Achilles. Those the best ones, but they don't make those anymore. And those are expensive. $150,000 is expensive. The one thing who is the best watchmaker in my opinion? I would say some things have their own unique strengths and abilities. To me, the best watchmaker, in a sense, is, in my personal opinion, I'm going to have to say Group of 4C. They're pretty good. They're fairly new. They got complications and certain stuff like that. But if we're talking about like the history, the best watchmaker, Protect. Protect is the best. Who's the most innovative? I say, and they control a lot. I probably say Epijorn. My God, I'll put one more and I'm off. That guy came around there and just blasted me. I'm dead. And just like I said it would, people would just go and do that. Senior Vice President. Belgium. Young boy.